Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever. This is YK, and hello YouTube, and well, welcome to a Steel Division cast for myself between Bin Meta Trash again, Zent and Yamin. And this time we are playing in, well, Steel Division 2's one of the most open map on the center. It's Tali Ihantala between two divisions, a Soviet one coming from the right side, and red is the 7th Mechanized Corps, playing by Finn Trash against Zent. And on the left hand side in blue we have a first Skiega, which is played by Yamin in both in the Maverick Income, and we are seeing something special between those are coming soon. So as we all probably know, Yamin just won the Division 2 in the Steel Division League Season 8, and we're looking forward to see a skill difference probably by a player, which could be quite a huge one though. Skiega isn't being seen as a pretty strong division to be asked for. They got well, special units like the KV2 or the Panzerjäger RSO around here just being deployed, and some pretty good infantry option, but that's pretty much about it. And there are, well, plenty of supportive weapons, but they do get quite sparse. So at first, combat is between the two divisions, mostly infantry forces and some Maxims in the central forest, which resulted in the Skiega being pushed out first, but the southern part of it wasn't being keen because of the Storm Skiega and the Skiega Pioneer already inside, and they need some special troops to deal with from the 7th Mechanized Corps. Preferably some Ognomachikis or some Saperis that will do, but the Skiega Pioneer will make sure that the Stroki Komrodi did not survive inside the forest. But on the other hand, the NG-42 trying to support the push were taken down by Maxims and the Su-152s in behind. So for the next few minutes, in the second and third minutes or some else, it could be seen as quite of a combat between throughout all fronts. At least we can see some Skiega and Skiega Stern Fusilier trying to push out into the southern part of the map, being stopped by M2A1 half-track and the carrier Latsvetka, with the Stroki SVT also stopping the infantry force too. Back into the central forest, we can see some more carrier Latsvetka coming in, trying to stop the advance with their own, well, armored vehicle advantage, as there are not much AT around it except for the Pak-36 behind it. Did took one shot from the anti-tank gun, but still alive. And also we got some KV2 trying to fire at the northern forest, where they expected some AT or MGs coming in, but instead there's only Stroki DP around the place, where the KV2 probably will miss that. Trying to keep lobbing the 152mm shells into it. Other than that, the force recon forces were being one of them, the Stone Fusilier, were being surrounded by the M2A1, and the Skiega was also falling back. We're seeing more reinforcement coming from the Skiega, especially the KV2 and the BLG 0145B as Storch coming around. No, not the Storch show. Biplane coming around with the 172.5mm off map, trying to go into the central area. The fight in the Central Forest still going up with the Saperi just throw its own satchel charge and being thrown by the Skiega Pioneer. Did cost its life, but the 172.5mm off-map has been dropped, has been called, but being taken down by the 25mm AA. One call is probably enough, with the time on target setting to almost less than 30 seconds right now. You can see there's a lot of units being included in the circle of impact. Seeing that coming, Vincent trying to push out its M2A1 half tracks and a T-34-76. A few reinforcements in the south and the central is coming. We got Z3s and SU-152s. Still sitting back. The off maps are going to drop. It's gonna to affect the Maxim, some infantry forces inside the area, also with Strucky SVT. And there comes the armored push. Will happen eventually. There's one flag being taken, but the northern side there's an RSO taking down one half track, and probably the second one soon, but not really hitting that. And switching its target to a T-34-76 that does take it out. Vincent pulls it out without taking further damage. Pack 36 not firing at all. And that does give Yamin the flag that he needs to maintain the 12-12. On the southern lake around there, Skiega is pushing the Sturkey DP back. More reinforcements are coming, Sturkey SVT and the SU-152 trying to come in down the south. Also with the Pack 36 supporting on killing the M2A1 half track. Small push will being pulled back. M2A1 being taken out by Pack 36, and the anti-tank guns trying to hit the SU-85, but with no avail. But to no avail, of course, because the AP only has 65mm of penetration. They got a Skiega Pioneer coming in, trying to support. It's the one just pulled back from the Central Forest. Now in the south, Skiega are fighting with alongside Skiega Pioneer against Sturkey DP. More reinforcements are coming, including 2 Ognomachikis, the Sturkey Komroti, and the M2A1 half track. It's looking quite stable at the moment at 8th minute. Currently with Vincent having a 13-11 disadvantage because of the flag around here were being taken by Yamin and Skiega. Commandant being pulled in with ME410 trying to push back the infantry forces of Vincent. 25mm trying to pull that out. Not really going to be useful at all. Ognomachiki pushing the Skiega back. Pulling the flag back to 12-12. Skiega trying to move into the Central Forest. Did push back the Sturkey SVT with the KV2 trying to support. That didn't actually hit the target, which is a Jeep actually with the AP shell. But currently the HE damage against the Maxim is gonna be enough at taking it down. But the Skiega being taken out by Saperi, which is quite of a loss for Yamin at the moment. Commandant haven't dropped off of the vehicle yet, but there's not too much things to threaten it. With the Sturkey DP from Vincent trying to push into the southern side again, it's gonna meet the Skiega once again. And the range and the cover will favor the Skiega despite in low HP. This tree trying to firing at the Pack 36 where it's at, which it's with the, well, anti-tank gun is already being taken out. Of course, SU-152 do take out the forest edge around it. And there's 2 KV-2s out in the field, which forces the Vincent to invest into the ISU-122 to maybe take out 1 or 2 of those. More RSOs are coming in with Stuke 3 and some Storm Skijager coming into the southern side of the map. With 109 G6R4 providing some air cover and revealing the enemy AA, which is a ZSU M15, 2 25mm AAs. There comes the push again, which there's only a couple of Skiagers trying to stop that. With the M2A1 do get a bit cockier and get into the Pak 36 range, but being retaliated by the Slurky DP. Going on, get out of the vehicle. The SDKs at 7-2 had a double star veterancy, with also the one in the north too because of the PRs connecting each other. Jaeger being taken out by SU-152 and the M15 and trying to pulling that back. Stroky SVD being taken out by the KV-2 and there is going to be a massacre for the Superi now in the southern side of the central forest. On the edge being tackled by 252mm shells and multiple MGs across the road. DP trying to fire at the Skijager just around the town, with SU-152 trying to supporting this one as well. There are more ISOs coming. ISU-122 almost into the area. More Sturm Skijagers around there that could protect the flag. So far, it's still under Yamin's control. Panzerjäger RSOs are firing HE shells at the enemy around, which is firing at a Sierra Pioneer. More SU-152 coming, SU-85 is also coming, fire lobbing HE shells too. P-40 trying to do some attack against the ME-410, which is being spotted, but it's not being to use, and the Denisov comes down by the 37mm. And the MV-410A1 did complete its mission of forcing the Stroke DP back. We're on the central forest. Yamin's on the edge right now, trying to pushing back the Stroke DP, which succeeded, but on the southern side there will be slightly of an issue. But the excessive armor force around there, that will be pretty dangerous for the infantry force around the lake for Vincent. KV-2 is still firing at the edge of the forest. IRSU-122S did take out one of the KV-2s and forcing the others to go back. But do be aware there's still ISOs and T-3485s around there that may be onto the ISU side that can be taken out. Especially the one in the forest. It's still not being spotted by the Soviets yet. Things are looking stable at the moment with 14-minute mark already passed. Still in the middle of B phase, and Vincent try to push its SU-152 out into the open. Trying to gain more support down there. The armor forces, the RSOs and T-3485s are spotted. Have spotted the half-track and the carrier Ratzveka do take both out. The Skijager and the Skijager down the south trying to go for another push with the support of the Stok G. That one bounced the ZIS-3 shell, which is being used in the AP ones. Have to fall back because the Skijager Sturm Fusilier is spotting it. More Sturm Skijager coming in. If they are being vetted by the leader, they will get a 3-star veterancy, which is extremely dangerous for the Soviets right now. The artillery leader just come out of their truck being shot at by the Skijägerpani. With more Stone Skijäger trying to stack up behind the forest. IC-122S trying to move forward for another kill, of course. Up to the center, we are seeing T-3476 trying to hit the T-3485, which is being proven futile. And that does take that out. That does take the weaker T-3476 off the 7th Mechanized out. Surprising that we're not seeing the Su-76I coming in, probably because of the medium tanks of the Skijäger is far more, well, versatile and powerful than the Soviet counterparts currently on the field. And we're seeing more close quarter units coming in trying to take out the Soviet infantry forces. And we're seeing the first Nebelwerfer firing at the Su-152, which does forcing that to go back with the RSO chasing it. Panzerjäger RSO being taken out by the T-3476 in the end. Su-122S being spotted and shot at by the T-3485 and the RSO. And the RSO still being unseen at the moment, taking down the Su-122S. This is the second one though. The first one has already been taken out by both T-34 and the RSO at the moment. I do believe that. Su-122 coming into the same spot and still really ahead of the two dead Su-122s. Ratzveka and Maxim were pulled in to secure the southern front, but unfortunately the Stone Skijäger and Skijäger are already in at the moment. And they need to pull down at least at these areas to stop the German infantry from advancing. Probably does not aware of that. More things are coming in. Striker DP and Striker DPs and Tenko Desanikis coming in with the Su-85, trying to support that. Yes, that does look like one of the good spots, and the one is not really in a really good spot here. And the Maxims are exchanging fire with the Skijäger, with a natural disadvantage of being a supportive weapon. Nebelwerfer fires a second barrage around, taking down the Z3 and forcing the Maxim to fall back. Vincent are still pushing into a pretty dangerous area with their reinforcements. That does look like the Strucky SVTs are coming to, well, support that defense. Combat already pushing in. We can see some of the 3-star troops come in, staying pretty stable at the moment. So at the moment we are seeing Stone Skijäger against Saperi and Ogmeshiki. Ogmeshiki do push its flamethrower out, but the Saperi did not throw their satchel because the quick retreat by order from for the Stone Skijäger. Still got some 37mm on field to filling up the gap of AA, which Vincent had around down in the south at least for now. Oh, huge hit from Guerrilla taking down the Maxim out in the open. Still seeing the 7 Mechanized Corps still looking like he's going to try to take control of the lake and trying to push into the town once the things are ready. But the armor disadvantage still continues with the Stuk 3G firing at the T-3476, taking that out in 2 shots, which is a 3-starred one. Double vetted T-3476 and 8285 coming in. With more Nebelwerfers come in two Nebelwerfers on the field alongside the 150mm artillery trying to do some counter battery job. Guerrilla looking like it's having a huge fun between him and the SU-152 with the T-34-85 trying to take that out despite hitting any shots. Pak-40 and Stoneskier trying to reinforce into the central ones alongside the German side of the forest with the SU-85. Having a huge disadvantage in being taken out by the Pak-40. 25mm being taken out by Guerrilla once again. And the AA gap is huge right there with only the newly coming DSU M15 as the only capable AA, where the 37mm retreating in to the rear. Seeing some armored and the combine arms push down and around the lake with the Stoneskier leading the charge with the Stoke 3G and the SDK the 7-2 trying to defend from the Soviet infantry. Does look like the SU-85 will have some good fun once the Stoke was pushing out, but that did take out the SU-152, which means the infantry support isn't really going to be there for the Soviets. We're into sea phase right now, and the amount of units on field could be seen as a little more of a less to consider for the rest of the game. More Nebelwerfers still firing at the 150mm trying to targeting the enemy artillery. More Ski-Jägers and SDKs at 10-4s are coming in. Jägers coming down into the south, filling up the gap, which is being left open by the death of the Storg around there, or it's being redeployed somewhere else and being taken out by SU-85, I think. Alongside the Stoneskier being cleaned up by the Sturger DP at the moment. You're still being stable throughout all fronts. We can see some of the trades coming up from Yamin's side did look pretty. And we're gonna see some more Pak-36 and Pak-40s around there trying to clean up any other armored vehicles for the Soviets. More or less more Stone Ski-Jägers and Ski-Jägers coming in. Lots of infantry forces are hiding behind where the Pak-40 is trying, taking down another SU-122s. Me-410 moves in, pinned the Stoke SVT down, but also killing some of their own troops. That's gonna be a huge surrender in the front by one-man Stone Ski-Jäger. It does look like Vincent is losing out on the trades and looking like he doesn't have too many troops left in the field. Except for the southern side where he still had some quite of an advantage on the amounts, but there's only just one flag to be taken in the end. SU-85 being taken out by the KV-2, which is proved to be a pretty decent kill. The infantry forces were being pushed out by the Maxims at the moment. With the supportive equipment, the Nebelwerfers are still being intact, and KV-2 are still there. There's still probably a few more guerrillas around the area trying to take down the Maxim and the Striker DP. Maybe the SU-85 did spotted that, and yes, it did. It took out the guerrilla in the end. Another SU-122 in the northern side being taken out by Pak-40. This time the Pak-40 finally being taken out by a lob of 122mm shell, but more Ski-Jägers and Marder 3Ms are coming to fill in the gap. There's already enough, more than enough AT for the Germans at the moment. Nebelwerfer trying to fire a slash shot and pushing into the field. Pushing their units into the field, and Vincent surrenders in the end after 24 minutes and 52 seconds of fighting with a 12-12 flag. Things that the Vincent had a minor defeat with the 7th mechanized corps, but the kills are the things here. They had a pretty horrendous kill death ratio, with Yamin taking a pretty good 2-1 KD, 2,660 points worth against Vincent's 1,365 points worth. For the kill stats for Vincent, they had a pretty decent stats for the SU-152. 25mm do take out the off-map vehicle, but cannot stop the early disadvantage. SU-152 did do their job well, but that's about it. More RSOs are being taken out by Z3 and T-3476 and any other things. SU-85 doing SU-85 things. Kill one thing is undead. That's about it. And for Yamin, some of the better stats coming from the NG42 and the RSO and Skijager Pioneer. First one down in the center forest did take out 3 units in the end. NG42 taking out 3 Maxims, and the RSO, which is the one who's stopping the Vincent's armored attack early on, did take out the 2 light armored vehicle, a T-3476, and even an ISU-122S out in the open. In the first KVT, only to take down 2 infantry squads. One of them an armor group and as recon group, and another Pack 36 taking down the half tracks are the one they are being used for. The second KV2 is the real hero around here, taking down SU-152s and 2 SU-85s, alongside 3 more soft targets. Stoke 3G having 4 kills with the Stone Skijager, having 3 infantry kills, and even a armored kill of a T-3476. Overall, and the T-3485 and the Nebelwerfer are doing a huge good job with the Pack 40, successfully taking down the SU-122, stopping the Soviets from having any of the range advantage out in the open. And that's about the game between Vincent and Yamin in this monthly tournament. And that's just only one game. We have a BO2, but I'm probably not going to take the second game into account though. And so there we have it. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this cast. This is YK. Good luck and have fun out there. Signing out.